was so beautiful about this production, though, is the celebration of vibrancy and community in those spaces as well. It's such a glorious celebration of what that can and should look and feel like.
It reminds us of that like closeness of everyone and the joy and the laughter of it all. But it is also, you know, it's right then scene, and the next scene is just stark.
What happened during the Thatcher years and all this industry closing, and, you know, it's still very much impacting families today.
It feels so raw and so fresh still. And so it feels like a really important story to continue to tell, because these communities have been let down from the closure of these mines onwards, with shops closing, with opportunities disappearing in these communities.
Where we meet them in the play in '96 is at a point where they've been through a lot of hardship and things are probably the worst they've ever been. You get a sense that these women, in order to stand by their men in this situation, they have to be made of kind of steel and iron, because it's not for the faint-hearted, this kind of lifestyle.
They love this film. I mean, people love this film, and as I do, and people want to come and see this film because this play because of the love for that film. But at the same time, we're not putting on, we're not just displacing the film and putting it on stage. We're doing our own thing with it, and we're really bringing it into a sort of modern context a bit more for now.
A story like this is really focusing on men's mental health. And you know, we've still got a long way to go with that stuff. We've all got brothers, dads, but as a general rule, culturally, still, there's a massive taboo about men sharing their feelings and men being able to be emotional and men crying.
And even though it has come on a massive amount, I mean, it's still a huge issue. What's so kind of, what was so kind of innovative about the film and about a few sort of working class stories that were coming out around that time is that there is this mental health element to them. You know, if you think of sort of Full Monty and some of the grown-up characters in that, or Billy Elliot and stuff like that, they are sort of starting to pepper through these stories, or, you know, Boys from the Black stuff or whatever. They're kind of coming in, and like, this is a big one of those, part of that.
The brass music is just incredible, and we have talked a lot in the room about the wall of sound that comes from brass music. Many of us have been moved to tears each time the brass instruments play, and it's not exactly like a sobbing, it's almost like this wall of sound moves through your body and kind of pushes out, you know, water from your eyes.
Within 3 songs, the tissues were out, I was crying. It's almost involuntary, you know, the impulse, it just, without kind of sounding, you know, a bit woo-woo, it just affects somewhere, like spiritually, I think.
When you're sitting in the middle of it, and I mean, it's like if you've ever sung with people or anything, you know, you get that kind of like thrill of doing something all together, but there's something about brass music because it's so sort of powerful and strong. The great thing about being an actor is you get to learn loads about certain tiny little pockets of time and history, and I've learned so much about this moment and this time and the brass community and the banding community, which I just would never have known, and I love it.